Well, I started off in another franchise that I wasn't too happy about. It was a courier franchise, and I found it very restrictive and it was very regimented, and I found that I just couldn't get on because I couldn't put my own personal flair on things. And then my father, who was a lawn care customer, received a leaflet from Terry, and the opportunity arose for me to take up a lawn care franchise. And to be honest, I found it was very flexible. You could sort of steer your own course, and I haven't really looked back. Well, the main reason why I chose Lawnscience was I went to a couple of other lawn care companies first, and I found that they weren't really very flexible, or they were a little bit too expensive, or I found their demands and their criteria quite restrictive. With Lawnscience, what I did like is that when we met with Terry, we went through it all, and we actually built a bespoke area where I had some input in, so I could have an area that was near where I lived, it had a good demographic, and it was going to work well for me. When I started my lawn care franchise, I had a lot of goals that I would like to have achieved. The first thing, I wanted to improve my work-life balance. I wanted to run a multi-van franchise. I wanted to be in control of my destiny. It's taken me a little while to achieve that, but I mean, I'm really happy with the goals I have. I now have a couple of holidays a year. I can do what I like to do, and I have plenty of freedom. I think the most important skill or attribute that somebody needs in able to run a lawn care business successfully is they need to be able to get on well with people. They need to be able to convey across information. They need to have a lot of common sense, and they just need to have a little bit of drive as well. I find the Lawnscience support particularly useful. I find that if I have a problem, I can always pick up the phone to Terry. He'll always answer it. I've even phoned him when he's been on holiday before now, and he's picked up the phone and been able to help me out. So I can't recommend it enough. It's been really useful and helpful to me. Since I started the Lawnscience franchise, I found that my financial situation has improved greatly. I now find that I have a lot of financial freedom. I can go on holiday when I like. I'm not always looking over my shoulder to pay the next bill. I found it's been a great improvement in my overall lifestyle. The main reason why I changed my business from a one-man operation to a multi-van business is because it started off when we first started out with developing the area. It was a bespoke area, and each of these areas are designed so that you can run many vans out of a territory. I could foresee that the fact there was a lot of potential in my area, and I know I can't cover all the work myself. So what I've done is I've expanded. I now have two other technicians who run my business with me, and I'm actually looking to take on a third one as well, because I found the workload is so great, you need to have many vans to cover it. So during my journey as a lawn care franchisee, I've been through recessions, I've been through the cost of living crisis, or actually in it at the moment, but I found that those haven't really affected my business in any way, shape or form. I find that the biggest risk that you can have in running this sort of business is whether you don't put in enough effort or time to do it, to generate the work. If you're thinking about buying a Lawnscience franchise, I would encourage you to talk to Terry. He's very approachable. He'll talk you through all the pitfalls and all the gains and all the positive things you can get from it. And there's always the opportunity, you can always speak to any of the franchisees as well, which I find really useful. So you don't just getting it from the person trying to sell you the franchise, you can speak to people who are actually in the business as well. I don't really have any regrets at all about running the franchise. I found that it's given me lots of freedom. I found I'm financially secure, and it gives me the lifestyle that I like.